Media, most of us, when we try to work with the media, we tend to go to the media and ask them for favors. And sometimes they give us the favor of publishing something, and sometimes they just ignore us. Or they just collect a lot of information from us, and they will only publish 2 or 3 paragraphs, and that's it. So I have been going through that stage myself several years before, and I have tried to change the way I deal with the media. What I'm going to tell you today is how to make the media work for us instead of us asking them for favors. So we are going to limit ourselves to 2 types of media, basically printed media and the radio and television. Why do we need the media? We need the media to have maximum exposure so that we can improve the visibility of our organization and our image. Also to get our message across to a larger audience and try to influence political decisions as well. There are many reasons why we want to use the media: to attract potential allies, to support us, and also to arouse awareness on issues that are important to us. We also use the media to attract the donors as well. So these are some of the reasons why we normally need the media. The strategy that I'm going to share with you is about working to make the media want to have us as a partner. I explain how it happens. I've worked with specific journalists who deals with nutrition or deals with maternal and child health within the media group. There are now especially journalists who try to focus on specific issues. So I've been trying to work with them, and each time I give them information to publish, what they do, they publish the wrong information. They don't, because we know the facts that we've given them. When they rewrite the facts, they rewrite it and they don't actually give priority to the most important one. So in that case, what we do, we try to work the news item ourselves. We try to prepare it ourselves. We've done that a few times, and instead of going through journalists, we go directly to the top. We go directly to the top, to the chief editor, and we explain to the chief editor that the information they are publishing is not really working, it's not helping at all. The strategy I'm going to share with you is about how to develop a marketing plan. Because we have got a product. Breast milk is a product. We don't sell it, but it is a product just like artificial milk. We sell the idea of breast milk. So what we do, the information that we publish is intended for the large public. And sometimes it doesn't attract people. What we do, we try to go to the press and get them interested in the information that we have prepared for them. We talk to the chief editor, we try to understand his needs, what he wants us to give him as information. And once the chief editor is convinced of the cause, then he will allocate a space for us. We start with a column. We feed that column on a weekly basis. And we don't get paid for that. We do it voluntarily. We have been doing that for years. And then an idea came to mind. We say, okay, we are spending so much time on what we are doing. We have been doing this for so many years for free. Now we want to sell this information. We don't just go to the press and say, okay, we've got information, can you pay us for that? They won't. So what we do, we have approached a press group. We have explained to them that we want to have a whole page within the newspaper, that we are going to provide him information, free information. And if that page attracts people, people start reading and people start giving feedback, then we will charge them. We have done that on a few occasions, and we have also feedback. People have been giving us a lot of feedback because this page has attracted a lot of people. And what happens, when people get interested, then editor as well feel that this paper is selling. So they say, okay, fine, you've got a point, you've made your point, we are going to pay you a small token for your help in feeding that page. So we start taking a little token from the newspaper, small amount of money, and then we start feeding that page week after week on a regular basis, and the newspaper keeps selling more and more, and the editor is so impressed by what we do and starts paying us. So now we have raised, last year in 2010, I had a few people from Africa coming to Mauritius. They have seen the newspaper that we publish on a weekly basis, and we get paid for that. Because we have been able to make a case to the editor that, okay, you don't have to send journalists anymore, we will feed you with information. But the only thing that you need to do, instead of limiting yourself to one issue only, just breastfeeding, we need to enlarge the scope a little bit, include other aspects of maternal and child health in it, to make the page more attractive to a larger audience. So what we do, we usually work with the Ministry of Health, we visit hospitals, we talk to mothers, and we try to get the information from these people, and we prepare the article. We have made so much money with selling this that now we are in a position, instead of us doing it, we employ journalists to do the work for us. So we've got 2 full-time journalists working for us, paid by the press group, to go and look for the information. And the information is published on a regular basis. And now we are trying to put this on our website to get a wider audience, bigger than the newspaper itself. So my slides that I've prepared will give you some ideas. I'm just talking out of the slides because they are a bit long to go through. You'll get a copy of that in the memory stick. But the idea I wanted to share with you today is about selling the information instead of going and ask for papers from newspaper books. Because if you work, I've been working with journalists individually, sometimes they distort the information. But if you happen to manage to get a news editor to accept your information directly from you and print it as you have written it, it's much better. So the information attracts more people. And of course, if you have press releases, for instance, you need to have certain, certain rules how you write the information. The information has to be very punchy, has to have, the most important information first, and you have to provide statistics. You can't just write a flat news item and send to the press, they won't publish it. It has to be written in the way that the editor would like it to be. So it's good also to work with a professional. If you can't write it yourself, if you are able to make money out of selling this information, you can get a journalist to do it for you on a part-time basis to begin with, and eventually you can, if your group manage to raise enough money, you can manage to get the full-time journalist to work for you. And that's how it's been done. And now I have, as I was introduced earlier, besides breastfeeding, I've also extended my activities to sexual protection in general. I started with maternal and child health, and I've taken other issues related to nutrition, etc. A lot of issues that we publish, and the more we write, the more ideas come in, and the more money we make. And the money helps our counselors, because we have got 5 breastfeeding clinics that we operate in the country. So the money that we get helps fund the 5 breastfeeding clinics. Thank you.